Hello, beautiful person watching this. I am so happy that you're here. Welcome back to another Slay the Spire Ascension 20 Watcher Run. This one was a pretty cool one, not going infinite, not going small deck, nothing like this, and had a pretty stressful heart fight here, so make sure you stick around for that. So I've got the free card remove here. That's always a great option as the Watcher, getting rid of it early defend. And there's like a safer path with 2 elites, or it can go right and then take an elite before a campfire. And I decided to do that. That's a pretty, I would say, it's a Watcher privilege to take this path. And I'm weakened, so I gotta take 7. Strength pot is excellent. It's going to help us kill the first elite. And Cut Their Fate versus Follow-Up. Follow-Up notably is like 0 cost damage essentially, so even though Cut Their Fate draws, you know, immediately it might not be as good as Follow-Up, but I decided to still take it, of course. Cut Their Fate is really, really good. And Sash Whip is the only damage option there. Gotta take all the damage we can find, because we're walking into a super early elite here. And I take another card move on defend. That's really good. And another card move. So at this point, we're thinking, okay, maybe getting rid of this many defense is bad, but I still go down to 1 defend. So this is an excellent opportunity to go infinite, but that doesn't happen here. Don't worry. And we find a turnip, preventing us from being frailed, encouraging us to block a bit the normal way. And Bowling Bash for sentries possibly coming up here. It's nice to have a little Bowling Bash for the slavers as well later. But we found Lagavulin instead. So considering, do I open now or do I wait? Next turn I can probably go Sash Whip Vigilance, takes 7, which is pretty good. So no potions, Lagavulin 38 health. A little bit scary. And tough choice here. Do I deal 14 or do I play Vigilance Defend? If we can't kill the turn after next, then, you know, gotta play that Bowling Bash, of course, but I thought that we could here. I'll play Strike instead of Cut Their Fates. I didn't want to reshuffle without those strikes. And then we don't draw our option here, so I'm actually 1 short, which is very awkward. So it ended up costing me health to play to defend that 1 turn. I blocked for 5 to take 9 here, so 4 damage lost overall there. But that's okay. And we find a Wing Boots, which will let us take paths that aren't connected to the one we're currently on. That's very exciting. And we're offered a Spirit Shield, so I'll take that, sure. Can't get frailed. And Question Card from the chest will give us 1 extra card award in... or 1 extra card in card award screens, of course. So now we see 4, and second Cut Their Fate is here as well. There's also a Halt, which could be good block since we, yes, I take Halt, I think. Trying to branch out, take some different cards. It's a little bit early for a Halt, arguably, but would like a Halt here. Second Cut Their Fate's here as well. Wouldn't complain about that. But once you take the Spirit Shield, you're like, all right, maybe we're actually blocking this way in this run instead of like doing the small deck thing and hoping that it gets itself together before we die to the fights that will kill us. Exact lethal there, very nice. And there's some real damage. Carve Reality seems quite good here. It also adds a Smite, which is a card that retains, which will make Spirit Shield better. And have a look at the shop, remove another card. Last Defend goes. So 0 defends already in Act 1. It's pretty incredible, I would say. and not interested in any of those other options. We did get the full around the world of the elites here. Choosing to take 2 to go into Calm here. And I know that 14 times 3, which is Bowling Bash damage in Wrath times 3, is 42, which would kill the right one here. So I don't hit that one, even though it's lower health. And yep, perfect lethal there. Definitely very pleased with that, and then hoping to have a decent turn next turn. Only take 5, that's totally fine. Ideally would have found like Vigilance there, but can't complain about a 5 damage turn in Wrath. Second Spirit Shield is here, but there's also Foresight. Foresight's a good power, lets you scry 3 at the start of each turn. And help us find the good cards. And it's fun. I really enjoy clicking cards that aren't those like 5 cards that the Watcher always takes. Rush Down, Inner Peace, Fear No Evil, Meditate, Tantrum, and then Rush, did I say Rush Down? Also Mental Fortress and Talk to the Hand. Those are like the cards, like you could pick just those cards and win very comfortably. And we got Slime Boss, very nice of course, but we were ready, I think, for a Guardian here with this deck. With Foresight and Spirit Shield. Pretty happy to find a Guardian, but fighting Slime Boss, of course, which is absolutely free for the Watcher. Slime Boss is too slow. Lets you stay in Wrath the whole time and just hit him. This is a little bit scary, actually. Staying in Wrath there, but it all worked out. 0 damage Slime Boss. Got a Strength Pot, that's pretty good. This was a tough one. There's another Spirit Shield here. What's going on? And of course I love clicking on Devotion, it's very fun, but Devotion does not kill slavers. That's the real problem with it. Neither does any of the other cards here, but at least they're like better than Devotion. Lesson Learned is the obvious click here. Upgrading your whole deck is pretty good. And there's also Deus Ex Machina, which is pretty good energy and also adds miracles into our hand, which can help with Spirit Shield. And already moved every defend, so Pandora's is just hitting 4 strikes. Might as well take the Holy Water here. Again, adding more miracles to our hand for Spirit Shield is actually pretty good, and more energy is pretty good. A very solid path. Early shop here. Oh, we found a courier, by the way, which will give us a 20% discount in the store, as well as restocking relics and cards in the shop when we buy them. So that's pretty cool. Nice to find an early shop here. The fact that card move is present in every shop makes shops so good for the Watcher. So I did this, I was gonna kill it, but then I realized I have Lesson Learned coming up, so take 10 to upgrade a card in our deck. Sure. Tantrum is here, and Fear No Evil is here, both really good. But gonna take Tantrum. Flying Sleeves Plus was also there, which is definitely a fine card. Ornamental Fans here, definitely a fine relic, would have liked to have it here. But not worth 200 gold, unfortunately. Flash of Steel is 82 gold. And is a pretty good card. Perhaps not worth it, but I like it and I wanted it. And the bandits are here. Pretty spooky fight. I ripped the Strength Pot. Kill Bear because it's going to debuff our decks. Not a fan of that. I get to learn a lesson. Got there. And we get our red mask, which will apply 1 weaken to all enemies at the start of each combat. Very good to have that relic, of course. A lot of enemies hit you on turn 1, a lot of enemies have artifact charges. Basically, Bag of Marbles, if not better than Bag of Marbles. Depends on the character you're playing, of course, and the situation you're in. There are plenty of runs where Bag of Marbles, if it actually applies the vulnerable, is irrelevant for you. And there are some fights where they don't hit you on turn 1, and so there's some way to measure it, I'm sure, but they're both pretty close. Wave of the Hand Plus is offered. Unfortunately, I don't like that card very much. I take Third Eye Plus, though. Nice, a solid block card. And also Scries. We're doing the Scry thing. Got Snecko. See, before I would like never click on Third Eye or any of these cards. I just always did the rush down inner piece thing. But I'm finally getting better at taking other cards and winning with them. We can learn a lesson here again. Very exciting. Create our Foresight. More trash here. I could maybe consider an Empty Body, but that's not very good. Probably gonna ditch the Liquid Bronze for Colorless Pot, although Book of Stabbing might want us to have the Liquid Bronze. But the other two fights, definitely not. And now I have, considering the Wing Boots, I could hop over that Super League. Well, it's actually very scary hitting like Strength Slavers here or something. So, despite the fact that I have these Wing Boots, I think I'm going to save them. And can always shore up your Act 3 path with the Wing Boots instead. So no big deal. I do upgrade Bowling Bash just to make sure I can kill Slavers. Slavers. Probably gonna rip Strength Pot regardless, so perhaps the upgrade didn't actually do much here. But yeah, Spirit Shield for 28. That's pretty good. I did not, in fact, Strength Pot. And I can take one, or I can play Vigilance, but the problem is I have no way out of Wrath after this, so it would be very awkward passing there, and then taking like 30 or whatever. If only I had more energy. Probably can't learn a lesson here. But I can Colorless Pot for something. And Enlightenment actually gets there because it reduces the cost of lesson learned. So that's nice. And we get Thread and Needle, which will give us 4 plated armor in each fight. A solid relic, and we actually are being a bit more defensive than many Watcher runs are, so pleased with this. And I can now jump across to another elite on the right side there, which is not a super elite. Take 4 elites this act. I think I can get away with that. And it is hitting us on turn 1 with a Spirit Shield draw, so that's very good. Getting hit next turn would be very awkward because it would be buffing this turn and then hit us for 11 times 3 and we'd not have Spirit Shield in our hand. Oof, that'd be bad. So definitely getting lucky there. Drew the strike, so it's now gonna buff and then hopefully make dudes. It is making dudes. Play everything. Hope to redraw damage and then lesson learned. It is hitting us, so we have to get it right now. So I'm gonna keep those cards. Hoping to hit lesson learned here. And whiffed on it, that's okay though. Just gonna kill it. There's no way around that. It's fine. Bag of Prep is excellent, drawing us 2 extra cards on turn 1. Always happy to see that. Skipped another cut. I don't quite like my energy situation here, so trying to sort that out first, it would seem. And I key the boot. Sorry, boot fans. It is a fine relic with Tantrum, but it's not very good. And this is a misplay. I certainly should have just killed the red slaver here, but I thought I had enough damage, but I don't have, or I thought I would draw into enough damage. I don't know. But anyway, this was a mistake. I should have killed the red slaver there with bowling bash. Full block, and then hope to lesson learned next turn. So that worked out. And I'm thinking, do I take 16? Do I have lethal? I actually do just have lethal. Watcher moment. And there's a weave plus. That's actually pretty good with this foresight and the cut through fate. So sure, I'll take a weave. And that's always cool. I like weaving very much. And can go into Wrath here because we are full blocking. Something like a Meditate would be nice here to retain our lesson learned. And I'm just going to try to lesson learned on the small cleric here. Mystic, rather. So just put Foresight in play, we chill. And always finding it here. It's kind of like drawing 4 cards. That's pretty crazy. And Wallop versus Fasting. The energy situation again is not great for us here. So gonna probably take Wallop instead of Fasting. We would like a Fasting eventually, perhaps. So this act is going well, it turns out. Oh, and we found a Ancient Tea set. The first fight after we visit a rest site will have 2 extra energy on turn 1. I would say overall not a great relic, but if you happen to get a campfire right before a boss fight, of course, which you always do, or like an Act 4 going into the Elite can actually matter a lot, so it tends to overperform, I would say. And if you scry away a weave, you will get it back in your hand. Make sure you do that. Unless you reshuffle with the scry, I think, right? Chosen fight went well as well. 0 damage. Looking for the lesson learned. I can even just full block right now. In Wrath. And get out next turn. So again, going well here. And Crush Joints is here, and we're going against Champ. I'm actually a bit worried about our damage here. So gonna take the Crush Joint. Multiplying our damage by 50% seems to be pretty important here. Or 150% rather. For all of you sticklers out there, if you were multiplying it by 50%, it would actually be halved. I see you out there. But we are increasing it by 50% and multiplying it by 150%. Math is weird. And I drew into Bowling Bash after killing the minions, perhaps wrong order there. Could have done 40 more damage there, in theory. And I could just, again, kill the minions and wait for lesson learned. So much damage, and we get Foresight in play. We can dig for the thing. Check if it's hitting us. It's not hitting us, so we can do whatever we want. There's lesson learned we got there again. So we're learning plenty of lessons here. Very pleased with this. We found a Nunchaku. Every 10th attack we play will give us 1 energy. That's very helpful here. We're very pleased with any energy. And Mental Fortress is here. It's not its normal busted self here, but it is just some nice block. And we go into the Champ. So the Champ is a bit spooky. You kind of have to deal 220 damage in 2 turns. And we're doing a lot of damage. certainly playing the Watcher here, but it's not quite that clear cut here, I would say. I should not have gotten rid of Spirit Shield there. I thought that was Cut Through Fate, where I was drawing a card. So, could have blocked fully here, in fact, I think. It can be confusing when you play the, like when you're not, especially if you're not used to taking Third Eye, you can be like, oh, I'm playing Cut Through Fate, so I'm about to draw a card here, so I need to get rid of everything I don't, if it's in front of the card that I would like to draw, I have to get rid of all of that so that I draw the card I want. But that's not how that works if you are not drawing. You can just keep whatever you want on top for next turn. And we're ready to split here, and it's weakening us. So we drew the Crush Range, that's really good. So we are splitting. And then you are just full balls to the wall here. Do as much damage as we can over 2 turns. Definitely play Tantrum to put that back in there. Get rid of the non-damage cards. Card reality is really good. So much damage. Didn't need to do that. Miracle. But that's fine. Actually, yes, I did, huh? I used all my energy. And Lesson Learned is still in there. I get rid of everything except for Eruption, just to make sure I can kill it. And I do draw the Lesson Learned, so we even get to learn a lesson on Champ. Very cool. And Scrawl is here. Scrawl on paper, of course, most insane card. But this is not a play Scrawl and win that turn kind of deck, that's for sure. Well, we're looking for some more energy here. And with the triple Miracle in our hand in the start of each fight, that can help us comfortably put this Deva form in play, which is normally tough to actually play. And then after that, we can comfortably keep getting more and more energy. So Deva form solves our energy problem. I don't think, in fact, that taking Deva form over Scrawl is correct or anything. I'm just trying to I'm trying to branch out of it and prove that I can win with other things. I used to think Deva form was unpickable, to be honest, like in almost every situation. And now I'm just taking Deva form. It's awesome. I love it. And I'm going to, I still have 2 Wing Boot charges, so go this way, and then after the Super Elite, can jump over to the shop afterwards, and then the next elite after that guy. So we have a good use of our Winged Boots still. Put the Foresight in play, try to learn a lesson. There's a lesson. Unfortunately, breaking Nunchaku here, but that's fine. No way around that anyway. There's a Rushdown. So Rushdown, of course, excellent card. It's again not breaking the game here, as it tends to do, because we built it in a way that's just more fair. But it is going to be good, of course. Drawing us 2 cards sometimes. Pretty good turn 1. Lesson Learned is still in there, but Darklings are not to be trifled with. Don't want to let them respawn and perhaps ruin our day. And Meditate's here, really, really good card. Helps us get a Wrath, helps us retain some cards. Sadly, took a Cursed Key, which will give us a curse whenever we open a chest, so didn't want to click on that chest, just a baby chest there. And, yeah, no need to take the chests when you already have a blue key. Getting cursed is not ideal. Considering what to get back. This was a bit of a thinker, I remember. Doesn't really matter what its intent is, because we can change the intent. There's Deva form. It's gonna be tough to play Spirit Shield and Deva form, but I can with some finagling. Change the intent first, see what happens. That's really, really good. I'm very pleased to have these block cards in this fight. This fight is brutal. I think this is my least favorite fight in the whole game. I hate fighting it every single time. It's tedious and it's stressful, and getting cursed sucks. And also, the fact that it's only attacks is weird. Like, how come poison and lightning orbs work? You know? I don't know. It just feels like it punishes you for having to play the game the way Watcher always plays. Not that Watcher needs any help or anything. Just saying it's weird. So possibly getting out here. But hoping to learn a lesson next turn. I should ditch everything because I have lesson learned in there. So that was a small mistake. Never mind. I was trying to with Rushdown. I'm sure past me was not thinking about that though. I tripped and fell into the correct decision there. I could have considered Empty Fist a bit more. The swapping stances thing with Mental Fortress is pretty important. But it's a bit late for it, I would say. Just want like the inner piece, good stuff. Really good tantrum here. Could kill it right now, but got a lesson coming up. Trying to attend. Amara's VP and whatnot. Wish is here? Sure. Why not take a wish? Gives us some gold, perhaps. Gives us some strength. Ditch the smoke bomb for a speed pot, even though the speed pot's not super amazing either. It's better than smoke bomb. Smoke bomb sucks. Unless it's necessary for you to not die, and then it's pretty good. But the problem with smoke bomb, as always, is if you need it, you're probably losing anyway. It's very rare that a situation arises where, like, oh, it's just this one exact fight that I need to get out of, and then I'll win anyway, if I just can avoid it and get no rewards. It's such a nightmare having to smoke bomb. Comfortably the worst potion in the game, although not useless necessarily. I messed up here, I think. I killed the left one before playing Bowling Bash. Is that what just happened? Mistake. Take 6. I've been inspired. Fun fact about me, by the way. My journey of learning. I only really watched Jorbs for years, and I would say that's a large part of the perspective I have and why I'm at all good at this game. It's just watching other people, but particularly Jorbs. And I recently started watching Balelord a lot more, and he's inspired me in ways. So the recent development has been because of that, pretty much. And it doesn't take a lot. Like when you're already thousands of hours in and you just watch a few runs, it's like, oh wow, some perspective, nice. Yet again, another baby chest. Gonna skip that one. But yeah, I'm pleased with my ability to watch videos and apply the knowledge immediately. So I knew going into Wrath here I always had the out of the stance pot if I needed it. I wanted to see what I drew there. And not doing damage here seemed like a kind of a disaster, so gonna just rip it. Nemesis definitely spooky. Calculating. Thinking about Omniscience, which I just bought, by the way. Pretty good card. Probably just Third Eye Data form. Take 5. And the boot would have been good here, by the way. Has to be said. But Curse Key would have been worse if we hadn't keyed the boot. And that's like, Curse Key is genuinely a very strong... The existence of it, even if you don't have it, can influence decisions before finding it. Like, oh, I might find Curse Key, so this relic that is middling and might be good, but probably won't be, I could key it, and then if I do find Cursed Key, then I don't have to worry about the blue key anymore. The problem with Curse Key is it gives you a random curse, and sometimes that curse is Normality, or the one that starts in your opening hand, Writhe, or Pain, or something like that. So if you don't respect the curse and you get a really bad curse, you can outright lose the run immediately when you take it if you don't have a way to remove it afterwards. And if you walk into Act 3 and you have to take the chest to kill the heart, then you might accidentally just die because you can't. The path might not align with the Super Elite to let you remove the curse. And we found a Captain's Wheel, 18 block on turn 3. That's pretty good. And now we're jumping over with the wing boots finally. Take this Elite. Prismatic Shards here. Unfortunately, a little bit late. Sorry, Shard fans. I love clicking on Shard. I click on it all the time and die, trying to make a good Prismatic Shard run. I haven't had a win with the Prismatic Shard in quite some time, but I try. Wallop exactly kills the Lep guy. That's pretty good. And Sash Whip the Repto. Some consideration for leaving the dudes alive. The Bowling Bash times 5 on Repto. And this is interesting. Cut first, probably. There's a line of lethal here with Wish. So Wish gives me 4 strength. So then Bowling Bash does 28 times 3. That's 84. And then Tantrum does 14 times 4. That's 56. And then Surely Carve kills, right? So I don't actually know if I did the math here. I just had the vibe. I was like, it's close. Let's just go for it. It was actually really close. 4 above. And we find Sundial, which will give us 2 energy every time we reshuffle our deck 3 times. Our deck's a bit large relative to a normal Watcher deck. And take another Mental Fortress. So dodge Giant Head here, I believe. Is that right? It's Nemesis Repto, Nemesis Repto. Wallop. Woof. So I can get rid of the one that... this makes not a lot of sense. Because I think I don't really care about the Deva form. So I'm okay with exhausting it if I have to. But if it doesn't hit us, then we'll have to play the one that is not upgraded. And it didn't hit us. Very happy it didn't hit us. Could have got 90'd right there. That would have been quite bad. Dead, right? Would have been 67 apparently. It's dead. But a very bad draw. So, balancing out the bad luck from the draw with the good luck of not getting hit. So many axes in which to be lucky or unlucky in this game. I know Meditate is in my hand, I can get out. Going for it. So the good block cards in our deck are being good, that's for sure. Halt has been pretty good. Third Eye Plus has been pretty good. Spirit Shield has been pretty good. Get our fasting in play. That's a lot of strength. 20 times 4 tantrum there. Searching for the lesson learned, but didn't find it. Probably just gonna get out. Gotta respect the Nemesis here. Nemesis is pretty spooky. And we find Auric Alchem. If we end our turn with no block, we'll gain 6 block. And offered Sanctity Plus. We still need some more draw here, and that's a very good, solid card there. Sanctity Plus ends up being rather important here, and it's very cool because, boy, is that a cool card. It's Backflip as the Watcher. See if they're hitting us. So only 21 damage is actually pretty tame for the Darklings. Pleased with this. Can even go into Wrath and kill one. And setting up to kill the middle one next turn, hopefully. And getting hit for 22, doubled here. So I've been playing this run pretty good, I think, you know. And of course, you could always be taking the wrong cards or to the wrong path. What I mean when I say that is I'm playing the fights pretty well, I suppose. The Nemesis one was very spooky, but what can you do sometimes? Another Cutthroat Fate was there. Could have considered taking that. But I think I'm good. Red Key. And yeah, generally been pleased with what I'm seeing here. I'm taking it a little bit slower. I do put Fasting in play already, which is a little bit scary when we don't have Day of Form yet. We only have 3 energy this turn, so gotta keep that in mind. But we do have extra decks, so we can hopefully live with our block cards. Take 7. Ouch. Hopefully that's the last damage we take this fight. Now we have Day of Form play. And Captain Zoo is going to be pretty good here. I can put the second Day of Form play and then Meditate. I missed playing Weave for the Nunchaku, of course. Wouldn't have done damage there. The Flash Steel's been pretty cool. When we found Nunchaku, it became like actually useful. See what I draw first. Probably considering playing Wish for the strength. Get back Sanctity. Meditate's really good. Third Eye, Sanctity. those cards are coming up next. So we were blocking a lot. Calibers would be good here. Sometimes we block for a lot. That's definitely true. Omni's been kind of weird here. I remember it didn't do a whole lot. It's like, without the second Omni, Omni can be a little bit awkward. When you have second Omni, it's absolutely disgusting. I learned a lesson already, right? No need to think anymore. Pretty good fight, ending with Nunchaku and bad number, but that's okay. And Time Eater's here. A little bit scary for sure here, but hopefully we'll pull through. Omni's in our opening hand, so hopefully can get away with putting Deva Form in play here. Played 6 cards for it. And then just gotta draw some block here. Not the best here. Not gonna lie. So I can go halt Third Eye Meditate, which does block for 10, which is actually not too bad. Which will be for strength for sure. Gotta make sure I can actually kill this thing. Definitely want this fasting in play. It is hitting us again. That's not good. Time Eater is tough because if it's not hitting you, that means it's debuffing you, which is also really bad. It's just getting hit every turn is also pretty brutal, so tough. We don't have quite enough draw to reliably like go into Wrath and get out of Wrath in the same turn, and that makes the Mental Fortress pretty awkward, actually. Here we go, though, but we only have 2 cards left this turn, so I'm just gonna have to go Tantrum Meditate. Or Vigilance is better, of course, to not take damage. Thank God we drew that. No way out of Wrath visible, but we do have Liquid Memories. So the plan here is to split and then not die. The problem is we might die. So I dig for a card before reshuffling. We're about to reshuffle, and then we might not be able to hit a Calm card, which would be very bad. We did find Vigilance. Couldn't have known we were going to do that, though, of course. I even throw in a lesson learned, it seems. Reasonable. Here, everything that isn't damage. And Sash Whip. Trying to find the Wrath card, of course. What we got there. So, made it through Time Eater. Whew! Definitely very scary. And to thump, Deep Pulsing Dread. Into Act 4 we go. So we're still a little bit sus here, definitely. We're a bit slow to set up, and that's a bit of a problem. I upgrade Omni over Fasting. I want to be able to play it reliably without having to worry about spending 4 on it. That's brutal. And Fairy in a Bottle is in the shop. That's really good. Inner Peace is also in the shop. And a second copy of Rushdown. So that's a huge shop, actually. Definitely pleased with that. Fairy in a Bottle in particular is very important here. So trying to kill the spear here, unfortunately just short, and that's a bit of a problem because it would hit us for 40 damage next turn. So I do Strength Pot to get out. Strength Pot's not as important against the heart as it is against this fight because it's so much faster. We need to get out right now or we will take so much damage and then just die. And you hate when that happens. Can Omni for a Wallop or any block card to get out this turn. And getting hit for 38. Got the Captain's Wheel though, which is actually pretty good here. Captain's Wheel doing its thing. Very happy about that. Actually taking a little bit of damage, it seems. Take 7. Ouch. It's not great. I'll learn a lesson one more time. Upgrade Inner Peace. And White Bee Statue is back and with a vengeance. Several runs now. Getting this White Bee Statue at the very end. Unfortunately does nothing. Don't worry about it. And decent opening hand here. We're getting to put some powers in play. No Deva form though is notably not good. Could have considered playing Cut to try to find it. And this is tough. We're getting 67'd right now. So, imminently dead. Or losing Fairy in a Bottle, which is not great. You'd like to lose that a bit later than turn 2. So I do come to terms with this. We're not frailed though, so we can still block, which is pretty good. And at this point I'm like, okay, I'm dead. I might as well just like start playing cards then. I almost just let it go. Because I'm like, man, using all 3 miracles here is kind of a bummer. And also, like, what are we even doing? But I do draw the Spirit Shield, which blocks enough. And then I'm like, man, I want to put this fasting in play too. It's so bad not to, right? But it's actually fine. It's fine. And turn 3 we get Captain's Wheel. So you'd like to find the Weaken card. Put that in play as well. We did find Stash Whip. So I can, yet again, Omni for Wallop without being in Wrath, and then Sash Whip, and that's enough. So we're living this cycle. Very spooky, but we're living. I don't play the last card, I would have taken 2 damage, and I would break Nunchaku, which is really bad. And I get to do some damage this turn with Tantrum. Should have played Tantrum first, probably. Worked out though. Wish for strength. The 8 block is just not enough. You need to do damage. Tantrum and stuff makes it really good to have the strength. And 47 incoming. Definitely going to try to block here. I could consider playing Inner Peace first, but then I can't get out of Wrath, which could be very awkward. So maybe I was meant to cut through Fate first, see what's in there. But definitely very tricky here. We're a little bit low here. And haven't done much damage. Sash Whip isn't doing much. It is artifact charged. So I think we lose the bottle here. Fairy in a Bottle. Just no way to draw more cards. So play as much as we can here. There's no downside anymore because we're just going to heal once we take the damage. And then gotta block for a lot here to not die. 60 is a lot. There's fasting, that's pretty good. I'm meant to play Spirit Shield first though, probably. And then we have to draw with the Cut Through Fate and hope we hit something because it's not enough yet. So we draw. And Spirit Shield hits again. Whew. And we're just alive with the plated armor. We have 2 health now. We couldn't even play one more card there because of the Beat of Death. So that was very tight. And we're still 534 health to go here. And so we're not taking damage this turn. We're going to try to set up to hopefully be able to block as much as we can next turn. Meditate is in there, so I can draw first. That's fine. Yeah, gonna want to play Sash Whip here in order to get rid of these artifacts. But we definitely are gonna have to weaken it next when it does the next multi-hit, or we won't be able to block for enough. That's definitely true. Could have considered not even doing the vulnerable thing here. It seems we're having less of a hard time dealing the damage necessary than blocking for enough. So probably should have weakened it here over vulnerable. With this much energy, surely that's true. And then I put Sanctify in the discard pile in order to be able to get it back. Meditate. Definitely want that. Spirit Shield is a consideration. Inner Peace is also really good to draw 4. It's not playing the second rush down. It's just not good enough right now. This is so sus. I'm not playing that turn right either. I played Spirit Shield a bit early and whatever. So I'm still dying here, I think. Gotta play this Tantrum. So now I have to dig myself out of this hole that I just put myself in right now. So I need this Tantrum. So I have to draw this Tantrum right now. So get rid of the other 2. And then Tantrum will draw and put us, or give us 10 block. And there's Meditate. But it's still not enough. Because it's hitting us for 45 and then we go to 41. I could just Vigilance though. Oh no, it's still 4 times 15, not that. So I am dead. So I have to draw. And notably in the draw pile there's only Wrath and Cut Through Fate. So I can flash a Steel to get out. So then we get the good card again. And now we're taking block for 10 again. Then play Sanctity again. And I want Tantrum in the draw pile, so I'm going to play Tantrum before playing Meditate. That's for sure. Should have actually played one more attack for Nunchaku. But that's very nitpicky, where at this point I'm happy I made it through that turn. And just have to kill it here. And we're out. Shouldn't be too hard. And we even get to learn a lesson. Very cool. So, upgraded our Mental Fortress for next fight. And we've done it! So not perfectly played by any means, but I managed to find the lines that got me there. And yeah, pretty cool deck. I enjoyed playing with Foresight, and the weave and all that stuff was pretty cool. And blocking sort of the old-fashioned way with a couple Mental Fortresses in there. And yeah, very crazy hard fight. I can't believe I didn't die there. If you're still here, how have you not subbed? How have you not liked the video? Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And as always, have a beautiful day.